Hi, hi you guys, it's Rosa. How are y'all doing? I'm hoping well. Okay, so let's get an update for how things are going with the business. So yesterday I finished the website, launching that, right? So it has four pieces on two separate pages, and then I'll decide which one goes first and which one goes next. It came out good. I get to make the thank you page next, but all the links work. You just have to make the thank you page so that there's a confirmation and it's not just like the static Stripe page. That's how payments are put through. Versus Shopify, I feel like it's more personable and friendly way of selling, and it allows me to use my HTML skills and use Clyde to polish up my stuff. One thing I want to warn about Clyde and websites is that you need to have a good text editor for it because it messes up the image files. I can't figure out how to fix that, but it will make this big chunk of, like huge chunk of text for every image file. I haven't figured out how to fix that yet. I'm sure there's a way. I just gotta figure out how. But oh my god, that is annoying because it takes like an hour when you have like a lot of pictures on it and you have to delete everything. Oh my god, that was frustrating. It was a lot of work because you can't just select it because they're not all the same. But ooh, just a lot. Anyways, the day was spent doing that and then doing family stuff, of course. I need to do the branding prompts for these pieces so that I can get my content pillars planned out. I remembered reading something about how you need to have 80% engagement and 20% sales. So it's about like providing advice, providing value, and stuff like that. I'm hoping I can do another Instagram account. I made a Facebook account. The thing about Instagram is sometimes they block you for your what's it called, uh, um, IP address sometimes, and I do have old accounts that I don't use anymore that were used for my current location, and I don't know. We'll see if it lets me make another account. We'll see if it doesn't. Who knows? Cross your fingers and stuff like that. There's no telling. I really don't want to rebrand the account that I have for the semi-custom business model that's focused around food. I really don't want to have to rebrand it again because I think that's going to be kind of weird and it's really going to mess up the algorithm a lot, especially because I'm not really pushing that thing hard, but it's still there. You know what I mean? It's still getting stuff. But I do want to rebrand my LinkedIn because I really do think that my collector for these kind of pieces could be on LinkedIn. I really think so because they're so striking and different, and LinkedIn does have a lot of correct collectors, a lot of art directors, a lot of curators and stuff like that. I might find my buyer there. I have a feeling I will because I think they're more focused on something so emotional versus what I have it connected to right now, which is food and stuff like that, right? So I really do feel like it should do that. Yesterday I had a sale on eBay, which is really exciting. Someone sent me a message. I think they were trying to confirm that the piece wasn't made in China, which is logical. I mean, I can understand that a lot of pieces are made in China, and I can understand that, like, are you sure this is made from your home? And then once I confirmed that it was, they were good with accepting my offer, which made me really happy. I like that. I'm happy that there's a projection of eBay sales going on. It makes me happy because you have to understand, I'm not doing any promotions. I'm not spending money on promotions. So people are finding my store organically, which they really should be. You shouldn't have to promote your eBay store just to get eBay sales and know that you're going to have to spend a lot of money making money back. And that's like, it's just, ugh. you know? When margins are tight, I don't like doing that. Okay, so I did make one of the pet pieces that I want for the pet commission portfolio. I made the cat and I started making the dog. I didn't like the dog. I did these like late during the semifinals last night, which was really good, with my husband. The cat came out okay. I'm gonna show you. Came out pretty good. I like the shadowing. Not a fan of the eyes, but because they're on the side, I couldn't get the angle correctly. And then I think that at one point I picked up the wrong pastel for the eyes, and then it messed it up a little bit, and I was like, ugh. And I didn't feel like mudding it up a lot, right? But practice makes perfect when you do that. No, not perfect. Practice makes consistently better. You're never going to be perfect because you're always going to adapt. You're always going to change your style. So you're never going to be perfect. Anyways, like with that, when I started doing the dog, the lighting was wrong. And you can see the dog picture I picked in a previous short that I made where I was showing you how I picked them out and stuff. With the dog, right, I got the shadowing wrong at the last second. I didn't realize that there was a different color on the inside, and that frustrated me like crazy because I didn't realize it until I did. And that's why it's like so important that you lighten out and blur your images when you're using a projector, because I had it regular and I didn't turn it light because I was working in the dark, you know. And I just didn't realize it. So I was like, oh, so I have to do that one over again. I'm hoping I can do that one and the bird today. And then hopefully I will be able to, once I have the rebranding on LinkedIn for that collection, and I have 3 pieces done, the cat, the dog, and the bird, I think I'll be ready to do some promotions tomorrow on some Facebook groups located locally. That's the intent, that's the plan. Because I want to get my name out there locally and stuff. Like, this is different than how I usually do art. And I'm sure you've noticed that. You noticed that. This is completely different. I'm in a southern state, right? I can't do the things I want to do personally because I'm in a southern state, right? I'm not in a state where I could actually do an abstract pet painting, or I can do like a rainbow pet painting. It wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work. This culture here wouldn't respond to it. And I have no idea if they're not even going to respond to this, you know, because it still isn't realism. It's not like that. And so it's expressionism still, and it's in my style. So there's no telling. And a lot of time pet portraits are made with color pencils because they want to get that fur detail, which is beautiful. But I'm going to try again. I'm going to try a different technique. There's a technique called dotting. I don't know if it's called dotting. It's points something, right? And it's where you put points in, right? And you slide your pieces correctly, right? I have a Pacific. Let's see if I can get it even. This is a Pacific brand that's super, super buttery. Like, it is so buttery that I have to put gloves on. That's how buttery that brand of pastel is, right? I don't use it that often because it's so buttery, and I don't really need that kind of butter for it because they're really small and they're buttery, you know, so like they're tiny, you have to wear gloves and stuff. I already have big hands. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do the dog with those ones combined with some of my other ones as well, my tone ones that have the dark the skin tones and stuff. I'm gonna see if that will give me the result that I want, And because they're buttery, they can do the dots really, really well and smoothly. And I should be able to have like a nice layered element, okay? And then if it works out for that, I will pick another cat paste, not the same color cat, maybe like a calico cat or a completely gray cat or something, like a different picture, a different piece of, a different reference image of a cat. And then I'll do another one with that technique, and then I'll decide from there. I think either way, as long as I make 2 pieces, I want to force myself to promote on those groups and get it out there so that I can see if it will do something, if it will actually I don't even know what the word is, just get me out of my comfort zone and share my skill with my neighborhood. Like I said, my ex-friend told me that I wasn't good enough to do this. And I'm not going to try to prove her wrong or anything like that. I'm going to do what I wanted to do because when she said that, I just stopped trying. And then it was just like, no, never mind. Nope, I'm going to do it now. I'm going to do it now. And we'll see how it goes. I mean, y'all gonna watch me launch this, and y'all gonna watch me try to do what's it called? Pet portrait commission. So we will see how this goes. Who knows? I haven't seen anybody on Instagram doing oil pastel pet portraits. And I'm hoping I do okay for these. Who knows? I'm gonna try my hardest, like everything else I do. I have a rule in my mind that I go hard, and the validation doesn't come within 14 days of that, then I will stop and I'll just leave it there and let it just sit and age, and then eventually come back to it once it's aged. And I have this rule because I call it like a drop shipper rule, because they go like super fast. They're testing, they're working, they're doing it like 48 hours. I don't go that deep sometimes, but I do it this way so that my heart doesn't go too deep. And I don't want, I've made the mistake of going too deep and think that we're just dead from the moment it started, and that sucks. That really, really sucks. And I don't want that to happen, okay? I don't want that to happen. Instead, I want it to be where I can, what's the word? My tongue tied today. I just want to be able to do and react and just have fun with it and to enjoy it and stuff like that. I highly doubt I would give this set, the numbered figures, only 14 days. I think my intent for that one is to, if after 90 days there's no progression, then I would do something else. And that's 90 days and like multiple collections and stuff like that. I highly doubt it wouldn't have some kind of reaction or something like that, some kind of validation after 90 days. I would hope that it would. Once I figure out the launch plan and the launch marketing, the content marketing and launch marketing, the content pillars, all that stuff for that collection, then it will be a budgeting plan, and then a goal, and then all those like math stuff that's like ugly and boring, but necessary. Even in the art world, you got to know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, you're going to be working and you're going to be like realizing, oh my goodness, that $100 what's it called, canvas, I didn't make enough from it when I sold it. And even if you sold it for a good hefty amount, you realize, wow, I didn't make enough to still do what I need to do afterwards. And that's important. That's very important. All right, so don't forget, this guy is online. I haven't checked, but I really do think that he's on eBay. And he's not. There's more. I mean, there's plenty more on my eBay store. Y'all can enjoy and have fun with. It's really crowded on there. I still have to add more things to it, but like I said before, I'm kind of like eBay burnt out. And with the store so big, I mean, now it has under 700 because I've gotten some sales. But with the store that big, like, and it takes a long time to add new listings. Like, someone's like, oh, I have a hire an assistant. How am I going to pay him for 8 million sales? I would so do that. But, I mean, I could have my son do it, but that's, like, pointless when, like, it's not fun. It's boring. And, that's just, no. It just makes no sense. But we're going to have some fun this week. We're going to do a dog. We're going to rebrand for this guy. And we're going to just have a good day. And I'm going to end on this note of encouragement. Like, I flip-flop. And like I said, like, I test things out. And I test them for 14 days. That is not a requirement. That's just me being a business person, being an entrepreneur. And I want to tell you personally that test as you see fit your path and your discovery for yourself. You know, I think that we as artists, our styles change. I mean, you could see that's different from these three and stuff like that. And our styles change, and that's the benefit of AI image references. You can change your style as you see fit. Your brain can come out with what you want, you know. But I feel that you need to not limit yourself and to test more things. Having a plan to test different things every 14 days is better than feeling stuck and burning out after 90 days. You know what I mean? So explore different things. And it doesn't mean you have to sell those explorations. You can easily just use a sketchbook and just sketch in the sketchbook. I don't do that right now. But, like, you could if you wanted to. And you can just have fun that way. And the only reason I don't do a sketchbook is because, like, I was selling things on eBay, so it was like, why sketch it and you can just sell it, you know what I mean? But, I mean, I still could do that. I have tons. But the point of the matter I'm trying to say is enjoy exploring and enjoy finding your style and your passions and enjoy it. Have fun with it. Don't be too hard on yourselves because I get like that too. And don't nitpick yourself as you, like I said, with this beautiful cat portrait. Like, I can see the errors in it, right? But will my buyer see it? Maybe not, maybe not, you know what I mean? But as I do it more, as I do realism portraits like this one, and like impressionism and blah, 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 you know, I will get better at it and I'll be able to prevent myself from making those mistakes. And then we're going to try a different technique and I'll show you that tomorrow. We're going to have a good time launching this one, building out a portfolio. So, like I said, have a good day, guys.